Welcome, everybody, to the Age of Radio Mercury. This is your host, Jeremy, and I have two amazing co-hosts today. My trusty partner in crime, creator Trey, and my other trusty partner in crime, the foul-mouthed heathen, which we sometimes call Chuck. So I'm super excited to have both of them here today. We have a great show in store. We have some interesting news about OpenAI and John Ivey. We also have a really interesting new feud between Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise that may or may not be fake. It's actually 100% fake. And then also Apple is launching podcast video, and they're doing it not in alignment with our arch nemesis Spotify. So that might be some interesting changes for Age of Radio in general to make sure that video can be on Apple. Again, this show is brought to you by Age of Radio, a media company that has the podcast network for everyone. So check out ageofradio.com to not only learn more about how you can become part of the Age of Radio podcast network if you have a podcast, but also to check out all of the amazing shows that we have in store. So to kick us off, let's go around round robin here. We'll start with Creator Trey. Creator Trey, how was your week, sir? And anything new and exciting?
It's been a bit of a up and down week. Good because I'm not in a nice warm house. Bad because it has been icy and snowy as all get out. It has been nasty here. I should have grabbed a picture to show you guys.
Yeah, you should go run upstairs and get a picture real quick, Trey.
Go run upstairs and do a snow angel.
Hold on, Trey. Don't you have a door? Don't you have a door down in the basement?
Yeah, but when you open it up, it's just a wall of dirt.
Yeah, it's just dirt that's right there. What were you gonna say, Trey?
I can actually go and do it if you guys want me to. I was gonna.
No, that's okay. Snow's white unless you've been peeing on it, and then it's probably yellow. But I'm imagining you're using a restroom, and hopefully it is yellow and not some other color. But other than that, I saw you made a cool reel. Where did you post that at?
It's on everything.
Nice.
It's on the Age of Radio, everything except LinkedIn, which I need to talk to you about after later, because that needs. Gotta love Opus Clip.
Yeah, all right. I think you're going to enjoy some of the stuff that is in the news articles today, so I'm excited about that. But before we do that, let's go over to Chuck. Chuck, hello. I'm getting a weird buzzing in my ear. Is that from your? Is that from your?
My mother is calling me.
Someone's calling you? Who?
My mother.
Oh, call. Answer the phone.
All right. Hello. Hey, man. I am on a live stream. Currently. No. Well, kind of, but yeah. Now the audience can only hear one half of the conversation for the most part.
Trey, we have to. I hope this is annoying the fuck out of Chuck, me talking to him, excuse my language, while he's on the phone. But Trey, I got to remember, next week we got to connect the phone and see if we can do prank calls. We'll have Chuck prank call his mom.
That'd be funny.
Okay, real quick, Mom. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it later? Because like I said, I'm going to start a live stream. Jeremy. My mother said hello.
Hi, darling. Darla.
All right. Talk to you later.
Tell her where to watch you at. She can go watch you right now. It's another viewer.
She hung up.
Freaking A. All right, Chuck.
So funny. I tell her I'm currently doing a live stream, and she just continues to talk to me about. I'm like, that was kind of my subtle way of saying I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, but she probably didn't know what you meant.
Well, no, because she said, "Are you working?" I'm like, "No, well, kind of." Like she thought I was at work. Oh well.
Anyway, all right. So, Chuck, you're in a dark room. You just woke up. How's your week been? Anything exciting happening? We didn't get to work on our music project this week, but we're going to do that.
I did work on some arting. I don't know how well you can see.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's a good one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a really good one. He's also been working on a guitar too. That one's really cool. Like he's doing the artwork on the actual guitar, which I think is awesome. Anything else? You have to work tonight? Yeah, I don't know. You're muted somehow. I don't know how that happened. You chose to mute yourself. All right, well, Chuck talks about that. something exciting for me, I went on a spending spree and I bought a Fender Mustang guitar so I could keep it at Chuck's, and then, or keep it at Chuck's and take it back and forth. And it's yellow, which is obviously one of my favorite Age of Jeremy colors, which you guys can all follow me on Age of Jeremy. And also make sure that you follow Creator Trey, and the Foul Mouth Heathen at the Foul Mouth Heathen, and also our music project, Cardboard Astronaut, and then anything else that Trey and us do. Apparently this is just a self-promotion show. And so these are two new Zoom things that I bought. I bought the P2, and then I also bought the P4 next that just got released. So I'm hoping we can do some other audio podcast stuff. We just got to figure out the mics. The reason why I like the Rode mics is because they're very easy to carry. You can now connect multiple of them together, so you can have up to 4 of them, and that way you can just take the receiver, put the receiver into the device, put the microphone on you, and it's like, that means it's this small plus a little bag that's like this small, and you can go and do podcasts anywhere. And for the most part, because it's got the 32-bit float, the sound sounds freaking amazing. But all right, back to Trey, and then we'll get into back to Chuck, and we'll get into some of these new articles. So Chuck, what else was there that anything else happened this week besides you muting yourself and then me not being able to hear you? I still can't hear you, Chuck. I don't know what's going on. Something bad is happening at the Chuck household. Oh, you're back.
Yeah. I'm just not using the phone anymore because it keeps disconnecting from my
Actually, that sounds pretty good where you're at right now.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to buy everybody brand new microphones. If we can get 7 people to watch this live with us, I'll buy everybody brand new microphones.
All right. I'm just going to do this for now because I'm not tethered by a microphone.
What are you on? Your phone?
No, my laptop.
Oh, you're just going to spin around in a circle?
Yeah, I already did it. Now I'm dizzy.
All right, well, we're going to kick it off with this amazing news that I don't know might be real, it might not be real. This is something that's exciting for Trey and myself because I think we did predictions, and predictions are amazing. But Trey, did we do predictions on this? We did. I said glasses. What did you say? And people are like, "What are you talking about?" We'll talk about it in a minute. But what did you say? Trey?
Real quick, just to interrupt you, because I know you guys were talking about, or you were talking about Apple doing a thing. I was checking on my phone just now, and I saw there was like a notification that my Google Pixel is updated and now can do like AirDrop.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I can't do that still probably because I'm on a Samsung.
No, so I don't have any other information other than my phone just showed me that. So
well, yeah, but you can probably Google Pixel now probably allows you to AirDrop from one place to another. Yeah. And Trey, I do want to clear something up. I gave it a lot of thought while I was sleeping, and a lot of thought while I was hanging out with Maria, and a lot of thought prior to this. But the tech stuff is good as long as it relates to like this kind of stuff or the pop. You know what I mean? Like the big pop cultural things. Right. You know, because I loved all of them. To be honest with you, Trey, this set of articles to choose from this week was amazing.
Amazing.
Hold on, I hit the button again.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I lost the button. Okay, back to Trey. Trey, the floor is yours. I need you. What did we predict? I predicted wearables. What did you predict? And then we'll go through this article, and I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Okay, so I think I did. So I had heard, so it's not entirely fair. I had heard a speaker, but I'm pretty sure I predicted a speaker because I believe my argument was the way that OpenAI does stuff, it's a little bit more difficult to connect to a phone, so a speaker is probably what they were going to do.
Actually, I do remember you saying that. So if that is accurate, I got to where's Maria at? Maria's somewhere in this house. Or Erica. Maria, Erica, or Bree, we have to get a board up here for the predictions, because that means that Trey is on the board for an accurate prediction. Actually, that's not true. I think when we did the game awards, you're probably on the board and I'm on the board for a few things.
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus. Dang, that's a great name, Chuck. Nostradamus. All right, so what are we talking about? All right, so OpenAI has been making a lot of big moves, going from a non-profit company to being one of the most profitable companies of all time. OpenAI is quietly assembling one of its most ambitious projects yet, a family of AI-powered consumer devices, and it looks like they are starting with a smart speaker for the home. But with Apple, Meta, and Google already staking their claims in the space, the company has a steep climb ahead. However, I don't know if that is 100% true. on how steep that climb is going to be, and I'll explain in a second. But according to a report from The Information, OpenAI has more than 200 people working on a lineup that could include a smart speaker, smart glasses, and even a smart lamp. The smart speaker is expected to be the first product out the door, carrying a price tag somewhere between $200 and $300, which definitely going to get for Trey and Jinx and Chuck, and all three of them can do a review. Simon, completely three different people's perspectives on the review and see what we actually end up with. The smart speakers, so that'll be between $200 and $300, and it's to get their hands on it, though the customer should expect to get their hands on it before February of 2027 at the earliest. So Trey, I'm going to kick it over to you now, but first, real quick, so not first, it's by Johnny Ive. You love John Ive, right? Because he created the iPhone, like the design of the iPhone.
He has for a while. He hasn't for a few years now, but yes, he's a very good designer, and he's won like tons of awards.
So tell me, what are your thoughts on the smart speaker? Do you think that it's a steep climb for them up the hill, being that they're just now getting into devices when we already have wearables to some extent and AI being put inside of those types of wearables and speakers as of now?
I'm going to say it's going to be less of a steep hill than people are expecting. I'm going to say, let me think. I think that it's going to be a bit of a steep hill because Google is already doing pretty well in that space. Although I don't think Google has Gemini in any speakers yet, unless correct me if I'm wrong. But Alexa, people have.
I don't know why that only puts you on the screen. Yeah. So essentially, Trey, that's kind of the Google AI is integrated into the home security system now with Nest, and it's also inside, I believe it's inside of the Google, like these devices, whatever the hell these are. But I don't know because these are all unplugged in my house. So I have to get my tech shit together and get that all figured out. So that I'm not 100% sure of, but continue.
Well, so it's going to be, and the other problem with it, there actually are two problems that I just thought of. So one, they are facing steep competition from Apple and Google, but at the same time, people are wanting this sort of smart assistant Jarvis from Iron Man like thing. Mm-hmm. And in my personal opinion, OpenAI is the closest to doing that. However, people in general don't usually spend that much on smart speakers. Maybe it could be that this is something to get them in the door and then they'll go cheaper. And I think that's what they might end up having to do because right now the $50 to $100 smart speaker range kills the $200 and above smart speaker range.
Absolutely. Now, my opinion on it, and then I'll kick it over to Chuck. My opinion on it is it's not going to be as steep of a hill because I think, and I don't know the exact numbers, but my guess is I don't hear people going, I'm going to go look this up on Gemini, or I'm going to go look this up on Google anymore. A lot of the lingo is now people are saying, I'm going to go look this up on ChatGPT. I'm going to use ChatGPT. So I think that because they have so many users already using ChatGPT, comfortable with it, it knows their prompts, it knows them, it might be an easier doorway for those people to say, hey, I'm going to go buy this smart speaker because I've been using ChatGPT. If it's integrated with my account, then it already knows a lot about me.
Right. I agree.
Chuck, what are your thoughts? And also, do you think that this is the beginning of the end?
I think, me personally, I don't like to have very many smart devices. I have my smartphone, but even though I know that one's listening to me all the time. But I don't know, having it integrated, it's like if you think about like a brand new car with like a push to start and everything electronic. And if that battery goes out, you've got a giant lawn ornament.
Yeah.
Like the overextension of using technology like that to improve your day-to-day life can have a downside when your power goes out.
It can also have a downside when you have so many devices. Because I have so much stuff, like it's hard for me to make an assessment on what specifically that I want to use as my main stack.
Sure. And not to like I sometimes come across as a Luddite, but I do like technology. I'm very wary of it. I used to do a lot of troubleshooting for tech support, and like I know like the first iteration of something I don't want personally. Now, as far as the price point goes, if it were me, if they're trying to gain entrance into a space that's already dominated, I think it would make sense to make it in the lower price range, just because, like you were saying. But one thing I would think is it would be interesting that somebody might want to look into is having something that has auxiliary, so that regardless of the cheap speaker that you have, you can connect it to other speakers that you already have. So, that's
actually a really good point. If you have the ability to connect it to another, like throughout a speaker system, which if the speaker system has like connectivity to it, then you can do it, right? But like if it doesn't, then you have to use, like with the Google ones, you can like I have multiple Google devices and I can play stuff on them all at the same time, so it's going throughout the entire house.
Like Bluetooth tethering and stuff like that.
But I can't connect that to a third-party device unless it has the connectivity, like unless the third party did the connectivity to it to the Google devices.
Yeah.
All right, Trey, since I know that you love, not love, but you like OpenAI and you like this kind of stuff, do you have any last thoughts on this? If not, we're going to talk about Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh boy. I think this is. I think this is really cool. I'm very excited. I'm actually I'm always looking at different AI assistants, and I'm hoping by 2029 to be able to run my own AI model on my own computer setup. But I'm always very excited to see this stuff, and I think they're going to add some definite bonuses to the space.
See, I'd love to get all of my Google stuff set up and actively try to use it. The problem is all the planning stuff that I use is all through Outlook. So if to utilize the Google stuff, I would need to, because like it would be really cool to say, hey, can you add to my calendar, blah, 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 Google, which I can do. But unless I have something that then links that over into my Outlook, it does me no good because all of the stuff for my calendars and everything is on my Google Outlook.
Can't you set up an if this, then that?
Yeah, I can do it like with other applications. You can do it, yes, but like out the box, like most people aren't going to know to do that. Do you know what I mean? That's wanting to have that type of functionality, and that's one of the things that I really liked about Gemini, which I was really happy for. But then I stopped using it. Was I could use Gemini AI and be like, "Hey, can you make me this list, and this list, and do this, and this with it?" And then it would connect to the other apps and do it. But none of those apps would then go to the main stuff that I use. Like if it could link over to my Microsoft To Do, which is the main thing that I use, it would be great. That's the problem. It's like there's not one company that does everything.
Is that what we're trying to break into? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Trey, I need you to do programming
Look in code
much faster and harder, or whatever we should be saying in that regard. All right, guys. All right, so this is all.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Trey.
I was going to say I've actually done it a lot faster the last couple of weeks, but.
Yeah, you got your groove. Trey got his groove back.
Oh, groovy.
All right, guys, this is a fight between Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise about, well, Jeffrey Epstein. Let's check it out.
Good.
You killed Jeffrey Epstein, you animal! He was a good man! He knew too much about our Russia operations. He had to die, and now you die too. You killed Jeffrey.
Let's watch it one more time.
Sure.
He was a good man! He knew too much about our Russia operations.
He was a good man. Who fucking made this?
I know.
Talk about Jeffrey Epstein, you animal!
Oh, please bring it back.
Yeah.
Okay, so essentially what happened was, I'll read the whole article. So okay, there's two problems that we have to talk about on this. The first thing is that someone made Brad Pitt a fan of Jeffrey Epstein in this video. So I don't know why that person did that.
I mean, we don't know his personal life. He is a rich celebrity. He may have liked the guy. I don't know.
That's true. I don't know. And then
I would be more inclined to think that Tom Cruise was, but
That's what I
He
was
seems more
going-
creepy.
That's what I was also going to say. But the second thing is, well, and then the second component of, well, I guess there's a third component of this. The second component is the fact that this is all AI generated and what that means for generative AI and movie making in the future. And the third thing about this is not from a generative AI that is from the United States. And that makes it even worse because this, in my opinion, is better than all of the generative AI that we have here currently. And this only came from a two-word prompt or a 2-sentence prompt, which, Chuck, I don't know how much you play with generative AI, but whenever I need my AI to do something, it's like a 40-minute prompt of reading.
Well, like I was saying before, when I've used a version of it for work, and it took forever for me to get the right prompts in and the right parameters for it to be able to actually spit out the data that I needed. Otherwise,
Right,
it was,
that was
like,
for data. That was for data. Think about what it is to make a video or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Okay, so a new AI video model from China has actually, just for fun, I'm just going to keep replaying this just because it's funny.
He was a good.
This is just playing on loop in my head anyway, so
that's a good point. All right, a new AI video model from China has flooded the internet with copyright content, causing so much backlash that its owner, ByteDance, has promised to strengthen current safeguards. That's odd because those are just current safeguards against copyright infringement, not current safeguards against children, not current safeguards against propaganda being spewed out from the Chinese version of ByteDance and or the American version of ByteDance or of TikTok. Over the past week, C-Dance is what it's called. It's C-Dance 2.0, made waves in tech circles as one of the most advanced video models ever released, putting it in direct competition with the likes of OpenAI's Sora 2, Google's Veo 3.1, and Trey, I've never heard of this. Do you know what Kuai Xiu's Kling is?
I have heard of Kling. I have not heard of the other.
The thing that is before it is who created Kling. What's Kling?
It's just another video maker type deal. Apparently, it has some really neat stuff that I can't think of off the top of my head, but it's pretty advanced.
I'll say that they got the Tom Cruise little head bob thing going pretty well. That's very
hold off on that thought just for 1 second. Beijing-based ByteDance also owns the global version of TikTok. For anybody that didn't know that, the U.S. version of the popular short phone video app, is now majority owned by American investors, though ByteDance retained a partial stake in it. Almost immediately upon the model's release, C-Dance began trending online as users made videos which stirred a mix of astonishment and concern on platforms like X and Reddit. Another version of the okay, so give me 1 second. So one clip of Brad Pitt fighting Tom Cruise, which showed the two verbally sparring about Jeffrey Epstein, accrued more than 3.2 million views on X. Another version of the fist fight took only a 2-line prompt to generate, according to Irish filmmaker Rory Robinson. Rory Robinson is the one that I think that created both of these, who shared the clip. Deadpool screenwriter Rhett Reese expressed his unease online, responding on X, "I hate to say it, it's likely over for us." So first I want to talk to Chuck, and then we'll talk more about the AI generative piece of it with Trey. But Chuck, this looks pretty much like them for the most part.
Other than the fight choreography, like, it's very sluggish and weird. It's the mannerisms.
Both these guys are in their 60s. It's going to be sluggish and weird.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I think both of them know better than to try to punch each other in the shoulder.
Yeah, that's also probably true. Yeah. Chuck,
stand still, I'm gonna hit you in the goddamn shoulder. What?
Chuck, do you think that AI will outdo do you think that this will be new movies?
I think that there is some greedy CEO who sees dollar signs with this and says, I don't have to pay actual, like, I can just pay likenesses or pay for the likeness instead of actually using the sorry, my big stupid face came up and I'm like, it looks weird.
You got to get used to it, so I got to do it more.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, some crazy CEO is going to like try and get they'll want to use it for not having to pay actors. What?
Correct. That's the point. They're going to use it to cut costs, and it's going to suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Trey, so Trey, since you spend more time like the back end of AI as far as like the ins and outs of a lot of it, also from the businesses that are doing it, what are your thoughts on this being used in videos or in media to be made, one, and two, do you think that this is a pretty big jump in the generative AI and also from China?
I thought it was really detailed, and so it's difficult because I'm not one of the people who can see all of the different artifacts and when their arms disappear and all of that stuff. So I already thought that Sora 2 is pretty good. This is already pretty good. I think that this is fantastic because it's going to push OpenAI to release Sora 3.
But that's true. We're in that stage where one person's going to come out with something and they're going to be like, we're in a really tight competitive spot where people are going to have to keep iterating and creating the stuff, which is the purpose of competition, kind of. So I understand that. But also, like, do you think that there's no guardrails on the copyright piece of it, the safety of it, what children can do with it? I think Mark Zuckerberg also went up against the Senate hearing this week, or against the lawsuit on Facebook not properly putting safeguards in place for children when it comes
go figure
intelligence.
Yeah, I think there definitely does need to be, well, in my personal opinion, there does need to be some sort of a guardrail, but in my personal opinion, when it comes to kids, it's just as big on the parents as it is on the platforms themselves. Because there's a balancing act. I don't think we talked about it last week, but Discord decided it was going to start scanning people's faces for age. And a lot of people have a problem with that because in order to do that, they have to keep a copy of your facial data. And they use that to train their models. And that stuff can go out and get hacked.
I mean, Flock does that, so...
What is Flock?
It's the camera system that works with law enforcement.
Oh, like yeah.
Yeah. It's like the ones that capture your car's data and stuff.
That proposes a thing is because like that's used for government, and we have this thought process, even though I know we may not believe this, but the theory is that that's safer than allowing a corporation to use it.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, who do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
You have a driver's license, Trey, or an ID?
No. Well, he has probably
a state ID.
I think we should make
so your face is the picture of your face is already in a database.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with that part, but also too, I don't give that to corporations.
True.
Right. Well, not all corporations. Some corporations you have to age verify. So again, like at what level are we going to be like, we shouldn't allow some of these things to happen? Or should we allow those things to happen and put much more pressure on governments to put policy in place to protect us? But then the government starts having all of the control. We're in a weird conundrum here.
We really are, yeah. And I'm not saying for one or the other. Honestly, it's just one of those things where I do think that there needs to be guardrails, but it needs to be something that's really balanced. Otherwise, you're going to have people up in arms about it. Well, you're going to have people up in arms about it either way. I'm sorry, I got off topic. My apologies.
I do think that the whole point of this show is to not talk about anything we're supposed to talk about.
Yeah.
And getting back on topic, though, Apple Podcasts launches video. Apple Podcasts announced support for video podcasts, and I love the way that they're doing this, to be honest. Unlike Spotify, our arch nemesis, or YouTube, your podcast host will continue to host the video files using HLS to deliver video in good quality. However, it only works with participating podcast hosts. Apple has launched with just 4 participating companies: Acast, Arts19, Omni Studio, and Simplecast. So that means, as of right now, like if you're on the Age of Radio network or if you're going through Spotify moved their like podcasting like creators platform, essentially over to Megaphone or a version of Megaphone that's not as expensive. And so essentially, let's say when we push this out, once we get our shit together and we start pushing these videos out on Spotify video, all I have to do is create this audio file, push it out on Spotify video as a video, and it will push the video out to Spotify. And then everywhere else, it will push the video out as an audio file only for a podcast. So what this does, though, is this doesn't lock in essentially who you have to be with to do this. So if you go to Acast, Art19, Omni Studio, and Simplecast, you can get this video to specifically Apple and get it distributed everywhere. The problem is that you can't get it distributed to video, I guess, to Spotify. So that's the only concern that I'm having, is we're getting this weird disparage of how videos are released now. But to mine and Trey's biggest argument is we were pretty sure that they were going to find ways to do this. And now video now becomes essentially a podcast because it can be distributed vis-a-vis that RSS feed or being uploaded differently out to whatever video platform. So once Acast, Art19, Omni Studio, and Simplecast can distribute this to YouTube, can distribute it to Spotify, can distribute it to Apple, it will be available for everyone and will essentially be a podcast. So Trey, thoughts?
I think that's
Chuck's gonna do some background nice music for you.
No, I'm good. ADHD brain. I saw my melodica and I'm like,
your melodica, and you started to play it. All right, Trey, go.
Okay, I think this is fantastic. I think you're absolutely right. I was actually, when I saw this, I knew it was going to be a fun conversation because it's always RSS stuff. That's at least one thing. But I think that this is fantastic. I didn't see that part of it. I think that's great. I think what's going to end up happening, because now that this is more of an open standard thing, something where it's RSS, Spotify is going to be forced to open things up. Otherwise, it's just going to be a thing of, are you posting it to Spotify? And people aren't going to want to do that. So it's just going to be something where Spotify is going to end up being forced to do it.
And now Chuck dropped his melodica on the floor.
nope.
What happened?
I don't know. Something. I'm
Fantastic.
just letting Pepper out so that she can pee or something.
Good old Pepper. Good old Pepper out. No, that's absolutely right, Trey, and that's what I'm really excited about this, is because if there's, again, we're getting closer. The problem is, though, now this goes to a problem. So all of our podcast network is all on Megaphone. Megaphone can only push out video to Spotify. So now we have to figure out a way to create the network somewhere where we can push out all of the shows on Apple, but I don't know how that's going to even be possible. So we're going to have to definitely think about that. Chuck, what are your thoughts on this going out to Apple? I mean, you don't use Apple for your podcast. Where do you listen to your podcast at?
Podcast Addict.
That's what do I listen to? Podcast Addict? Is that what it is, Trey?
Yeah, because it's not Good Pods. You use Podcast Addict, I believe.
No, I use Pocket Casts.
Yeah.
Right.
I started using Pocket Casts.
I've been using Podcast Addict for probably 10 years.
Yeah. What would be really cool is once all the podcast platforms. Okay, hold on. I gotta get the thing. Someone write this down. Where's Maria, Bree, or Erica?
It's recorded for posterity. Just say it. We'll watch the video.
No,
later.
we're never gonna watch anything ever again. We suck at that. We never look back at anything. We never check anything.
Never look back. Always moving forward.
Yes, prediction time. I think what's going to happen, this is my prediction, then we'll go to Chuck, and then we'll go to Trey, and then we'll go to Chuck. My prediction is eventually all of the podcast apps will eventually have some form of video, and we will move to these videos being distributed across all of them from all of the distribution sites. And I think that's going to happen in the next 3 to 5 years.
I think you're dead on. And I also, this makes me, and it's so much flipping work. This makes me want to build a distribution hub, frankly. Something specifically for us. Something, what's the word? Not prestige.
Proprietary.
Specific.
Maybe. Awesome?
Yeah.
Or is
awesome.
the word this? Amazing. I don't like it when the gift doesn't go on the front. Amazing. Yes. And we're going to get there. We just need freaking, everybody go out and buy it. Go to merlincrypto.com if you're into crypto right now and go and check out merlincrypto.com because that's important for us to get money to be able to do these other things.
Find Kyler and Kira on Instagram or something,
And get
and I'll
Kyler
art
and
for
Kira
you.
too.
I'll sell you really shitty art for really expensive.
Good. Just like every artist that's out there.
Yeah. I'm on par.
Chuck, Trey, finish your thought. So a nice prestigious distribution platform?
Yes. I think that's something we can make. I think this is great. I think you're right too, but that's all I got.
Chuck, what's your prediction?
I think that already, like, podcast is synonymous with a group of guys sitting around microphones on video. Like, it's gone from a podcast being something you just casually listen to, or you only have the audio format, to now, even in the last couple, like maybe 2 years or so, like when you think of Podcast Bro or the dickheads who got the orange guy elected.
Joe Rogan?
No,
you're talking about
like,
are you talking about All In? All In?
What, like the Andrew Schultz or
okay, I get what you're saying.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Where you think of podcasts and people already automatically think of video or something on YouTube or another platform like that. So it's kind of already going there.
Yeah. Jinx,
hey, yo.
Jinx is here coming in doing errands. Jinx, what are your thoughts on all podcast apps eventually having a video component? Do you think that we'll get to that spot here into the future? Put it in the comments, and anybody that's out there, put it in the comments as well. And no, we haven't forgotten about AI slop. We will eventually bring back AI slop. I just haven't been making any AI slop. 1 and 2, no one's sending us their AI slop because everybody's anti-AI, but the purpose of it is to be fun. It's funny.
But wasn't the Brad Pitt and the Tom Cruise thing AI slop?
Technically it was, but it wasn't AI slop that we made.
Sure.
So I'm going to go and make them all hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein on an island together, but playing, like, I don't know, pickleball or something weird.
Having them having a luau?
Yes, a luau. Trey, this is one of my favorite articles that you got to me. Not because it's UFC related, but because of the fact that this is a really important, and I wanted to discuss it on the show. Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano will end MMA retirements and fight each other. That's not the breaking news on this. What is breaking about this is where they're going to be doing the fight and seeing where Netflix is taking their sports and live streaming. And eventually Netflix is just going to be a cable company, and we're just going to go back to be back where we effing started in this whole freaking streaming thing. Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano will end their lengthy retirements from mixed martial arts to fight each other May 16th at Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. The two pioneering fighters announced their returns Tuesday for a bout that will be staged by Most Valuable Promotions, which is Jake Paul's promotion company, which makes sense. It's on Netflix because he probably has a partnership with Netflix to do the live on the Netflix. So congratulations to him. The show will be broadcast on Netflix. And also, so Nakisa Bidarian isn't overshadowed by Jake Paul. We'll say him on the show as well. So his business partner.
Can I get my brother to do a bad faith video about Suicide Forest in Japan so that I can become famous like Jake Paul?
Yes. And also, funny fact, and I never said this online, and I'll say it now because I'm just in a different stage of life, but is it weird that the Pokemon amusement park that's going to be in Japan is also going to have a forest next to it? Is that where the Pokemon are going to go when they need to... I don't know. Might be in bad taste. But anyways, actually, we are very big advocates for mental health. So if anybody has an issue with mental health, we're not making light of the subject. I'm making fun of Pokemon.
I'm making fun of Logan Paul.
And he's making fun of Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Yeah. Despite their lanky absences. So Rousey's 39. Carano is 43. So that'll be fun to see two women fight each other at 39 and 43. She ended her career in 2009. Despite their lengthy absences, Rousey and Carano remain two of the most iconic fighters in MMA history for their trailblazing careers. Carano led their once outlawed sport into the mainstream of broadcast television, while Rousey secured the enthusiastic acceptance of women's MMA by Dana White and the UFC. So again, apart from the UFC stuff, I want to highlight this, and I'll start with Trey. Trey, Netflix is just becoming a cable channel, I feel like.
I think so. I think you're right. I could see some of these subscription places actually splintering out because they're all getting into sports. They're all getting into movies. They're all getting into TV. I could actually see there starting to be a Netflix, Netflix for regular, Netflix for sports, all that stuff, and different subscriptions because they know that they can nickel to dime us to death for subscriptions. I do agree with you that they're just kind of getting to be everywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry, I stopped talking because I read here on StreamYard that you can move the banners around now, and I was trying to do it, and nothing happened. So I don't know maybe the banner's too big. Chuck, what are your thoughts on? Are you gonna watch this UFC fight on Netflix?
I've never watched a UFC fight a day in my life, so probably no.
All right. The other problem, though, Chuck, finish your thought. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say is piracy isn't necessarily immoral. Is my thought.
Trey? Chuck thinks pirates are cool.
Yeah. Some of them have peg legs.
That's true. Some of them do have peg legs.
Some of them like pegging.
Trey, so what were your thoughts? Trey, I was messing around with the banner. What was the thoughts on piracy again? I'm sorry.
You're fine. I was just gonna say, not that I'm not gonna say anything like good or bad about the subject, but we really want to be more careful about that. People say stuff like to sail the seven seas and stuff like that because even if it seems like we're positive on it at any point, it's gonna be something that could be negatively looked on.
Yeah, like all the AI people. I agree with that. I'm not saying that we're positive on piracy. That's Chuck's opinion. My point is it's not an Age of Radio Mercury opinion, and we have a lot of creators. But my point is that I think that, like Jessica said here, that we're essentially going back to where we started with no, not this one. With this one, we're just going back to where we were with regular TV because of the ads and on streaming. Like I was watching Netflix on someone else's account the other day, and there were ads on it. I was like, why am I paying for something and then I'm also getting ads? That's the most ridiculous thing ever. It's nothing's changed. We just changed a little slight format of the medium.
No, what's changed is that now you have to
pay twice.
If it's not on one thing, you got to search for it on another thing, and if it's not on that thing, then you're just SOL. Or
at least
Tubi.
This way. Oh, sorry.
I was making a joke about Tubi.
I know.
It's free. It's all ads, but it's free.
Right, and that's the purpose of ads. Like you forego. That's why I'm such an advocate for ads, because you get the businesses to pay for it. I get it, consumerism. I get all the shitty parts about ads. But look, people bitch and moan because it's not free. It can be free. You have to listen to ads. Right? Unless it's Netflix, apparently, and now you have to pay for it and listen to ads.
Well, same with yeah, all of them. I was going to say, sorry to interrupt you, Trey.
They all do that? You pay and it gives you ads?
I have Prime, and Prime is like you got to pay another like $3 to get rid of the ads.
We're starting our own freaking streaming service too.
Let's
You're
do
either paying me for a subscription or we're paying the businesses for freaking ads. And I'm fine with either one of those. But it just bothers me. Does it not bother anybody else?
Oh yeah, it's a yeah. I'm trying to be diplomatic, but
okay, you can be undiplomatic. You can share your opinion and it not.
It's fucked. It's like you're.
Whoa, Chuck, don't swear.
Oh shit! Tell the foul mouthed heathen not to do it. But like. Forgive me for my brain fog because I literally have only been awake for an hour. But like it's all just about. I mean, when you see like companies who did like had record breaking profit, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we gotta beat that record breaking profit next year. So what do we got to do? We got to sell more shit or sell our shit for more money. It's like. Yeah. Well, you made the money last year. Why are you being so freaking greedy? Like
Yeah.
I don't get it. That's what I don't understand. It's like you broke even, or you made your profit.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to squeeze every little bit out of your consumers? It's like eventually you're going to price your consumers out, and then you're going to shoot yourself in the foot because nobody's going to want your shit.
Well, yeah, but that was the thought process before. But in my opinion, now we're too ingrained with all of this shit that we're stupid because we don't educate ourselves enough that we're just going to keep paying them more for it. And then we're all going to get screwed. And that's why the cost of everything's going up, because no one has the capacity to stop buying stuff. For example, remember when Target had all the trans kids stuff for clothes or whatever the hell it was? And everybody was like, well, I'm not going to shop at Target. You're telling me that all those people just did. If those people really stood up to the thing that they actually believed in, they would have stopped shopping at Target. But we can't because we rely on this stuff too much now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trey, what are your thoughts on consumerism? And we'll move on.
I think that it's too big of a system, frankly. Like I don't I'm very pro consumer choice, but it's like, for instance, if a company releases a product and it's a product that you decide isn't worth it, whether the CEO's being stupid or it's something that you disagree with, you're not hurting like that large conglomerate. You're hurting the people underneath them. So I, in my opinion, like, it's not a consumerism problem.
Yeah.
It's a CEO greed problem.
Well, it's just probably a greed problem in general.
Yeah.
Jessica puts here, it is ridiculous. I'd say it's acceptable for Prime because it's included in an unrelated subscription.
But that's what I was saying, though. Like, I have Amazon Prime, right? I pay for to get the free shipping or whatever through Amazon, which includes the Prime Video, right? I'm already paying for it. But for me to get Prime Video without ads, I have to pay more.
You have to pay more. No, I know. That's why it's ridiculous. And I won't watch anything on Prime. I just went back to buying physical copies of everything. That's what I decided to do. I'm trying to do that on everything.
Let's go back to VHS.
I'm so sick of streaming and so sick of digital. I'm fine even going back to VHS. I don't give a shit.
Well,
it's getting so ridiculous.
I have anxiety, right? So like I have what's the term? It's not decision paralysis, but it's like
executive dysfunction.
Yes,
is that it?
Yeah, something like that.
You guys
where it's like I'll spend an hour and a half scrolling through the streaming platforms to find something that I want to watch, and I'm like, well, shit, I just wasted the time that I would be spending watching a movie looking for something to watch.
Yeah.
So, too many choices.
All right.
I'm an old man yelling at cloud right now.
Correct. I love it. We should get a cloud. Longtime public radio host David Green is suing Google, alleging that the male voice in Notebook LM. So if you guys didn't know this, you could put some information in a Notebook LM and it can make a podcast for you with the information. One of my favorite things to do. I got a newsletter from Barron's Energy. I take the HTML of the file, of the email. I put it in HTML so I can get a URL. I grab that URL. I put that in a Notebook LM, and then it turns it into a podcast, and it essentially talks to me about whatever the content was in the newsletter. It is fantastic. One of my favorite things, Notebook LM. I praise Notebook LM. Okay, but apparently the person that does the talking in those podcasts, David Green, believes that they took his voice to do that. And so what I did was I took this article, had them make a podcast about it in Notebook LM, and then we're going to compare to his actual show. And Chuck, I'm just going to mute you for a second because is it Ghost?
Both of them. We just got home.
I'm going to unmute them right now, or I'm going to mute you right now so we can play these real quick. So hold off on your thoughts or unmute yourself. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let me just get this one off, and we're going to see how close this is, and then we're going to go hear a word from our sponsors. I always wanted to say that.
I'm excited.
Trey, you say it
I'm
now.
going to be
Trey,
killer at this.
and then we'll hear a word from our sponsors. Say that real quick, Trey.
And then we'll hear a word from our sponsors.
Yes, Chuck, you do one. I unmute.
And then we'll hear a word from our sponsors.
That's a good one, too. We're doing a great job. We're going to have so many sponsors after this. They're going to think we're pirates. They're going to think that we hate consumerism and we're communists. They're going It's going to be crazy. It's going to be awesome. All right. Okay. Trey, should we do his voice first?
Let's do his voice first. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is from one of his podcasts, Left, Right, and Center by NPR. All right. So this is him speaking. This is him actually talking. I'll unmute Chuck so we can hear the dogs. No, I'm going to mute Chuck again.
Welcome to Left, Right, and Center, everybody. I am David Green. You know, it is pretty early in this midterm election year, but believe it or not, the first votes are going to be cast in just a few weeks. This is happening in the state of Texas, and in the lead up, we're already getting a window into some of the dynamics that I think might be taking shape this year. We already have some questions to ask about both parties because things are already seeming messy for both Democrats and Republicans. I mean, we should say Democrats would love nothing more than to steal Republican John Cornyn's Senate seat in Texas this fall. U.S. Representative Jasmine Crockett and State Representative James Tallarico are facing off in the primary next month. Crockett, if you don't know a lot about her, we should say pretty outspoken, a progressive firebrand. And in December, she faced some backlash over a comment that she made to Vanity Fair back in 2024. She told the magazine that Hispanic voters who support President Trump.
Okay, is that good enough, Trey? You got his voice? Chuck, you got his voice?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Yep.
let me mute Chuck. All right, let me go share. The problem is I couldn't get into my Notebook LM on my Google because I didn't want to sign out of Google to get into the account that I have the paid Notebook LM app in. So we're going to try to do this through Edge. So it might cause an echo. But here I have it. I have the other thing. So this is essentially a podcast that Notebook LM made utilizing the article about David Green. Okay.
We have reached inception.
Did you say it's an inception?
I said we have reached inception.
Let me go. Let me share full screen here. It would be great if Dustin wasn't goofing off right now and could run the show. What a jerk. Let me try the window. I'm going to try window sharing. See if it echoes. Okay. What do we got? Okay. All right. So this is the podcast of the article.
County Superior Court.
And
AI tool, specifically the Notebook LM audio overviews feature, has essentially stolen his voice.
That's obviously not the voice. Hold on.
And when we say stolen, you know, we don't mean they recorded him and just played it back like a tape recorder. We mean something much weirder. But before we get to the tech, we kind of need to establish the who.
We do. Because David Green isn't just some guy with a podcast mic in his basement. No, absolutely not.
Green is the voice guiding them into the world every single morning.
That creates a massive level of intimacy. It's a level of trust that you just don't get with a text article or, I don't know, even a TV news anchor.
Exactly. It's a relationship. You feel like you know him. He's the guy who tells you the world is still spinning while you're standing there brushing your teeth.
And he
Okay. It just sucks that we can't just go back and forth between them. Hold on. Let me. Oh, you know what? I know how to do it. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me share the other screen. Let me share both. Hold on. I can share both. I think. So let me go do the window. Turn on the audio here. Share. Then let me share again. Oh, no. It won't let me share the screen. Ah, that sucks. Okay. So then. Trey, what do you think so far? Do you think it sounds like him?
I think it's actually a very close match. I think that the
it's
AI,
pretty damn close, to be honest.
It really is. I think that the AI is just a tad higher and a little bit less. So when because it's generated,
because you have
doesn't
super
have all
hearing
of the,
because you're hard of seeing, so you would be the best person for this. I muted you again. Are the dogs done barking?
Yeah, they were barking because their food got delivered. So I fed them.
So they got excited.
Yeah. But would you say the same thing to Helen Keller?
Yeah, I'd say the same thing to everybody.
That her hearing is better because she can't see.
Yeah, but she has a different problem because she can't freaking hear either. Different
Right,
scenario.
that's my point.
If she could hear, it would be super powered because she was hard of seeing.
Yeah. Well, if my grandmother was a bicycle, I don't know how to finish that sentence.
All right, back to the thing. Trey, what do you? Okay, so hold on.
President Trump
this
and
is
his
him.
Immigration policies have a quote slave mentality. the backlash from Democratic leaders was swift. Here she is at a debate in January.
I don't know. That's pretty freaking close.
So
What?
in my sorry.
No, go ahead.
In my opinion, they're very, very close. In my opinion, it's definitely trained from him. Because I think that because when you do a voice, you guys have heard me doing my sword, like if I'm a cameo on sword and stuff like that, it can take the highs and the lows and it just kind of flattens everything out. So in my opinion, yeah, I would say because it takes the lows where he's got a little bit more gravel and it kind of takes those away and gives more of the highs. So it's a little bit higher than you would normally think his voice is, but I do think it's the same voice.
I will say
it's pretty close. Hold on, Chuck. I'm going to play it again.
All right.
That's the AI.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything. God damn it. Trey, could you hear anything?
I couldn't hear anything, no.
God damn it, that it's my fault. Hold on. If Trey could hear it, that's really super hearing.
Right? See, told you. Well, the small bit of it that I did hear.
Hold on.
Or I don't know, even a TV news anchor.
Exactly. It's a relationship. You feel like you know him. He's the guy who tells you the world is still spinning while you're standing there brushing your teeth.
And he
Yeah. Okay, what were you going to say, Chuck? Sorry.
Well, so like the timbre and the cadence are there, but the weird pausing and the unnatural, it does sound unnatural in the pattern. So like, I don't know. It's like like Trey was like maybe a dynamics thing where it's like picking words, but it's not like truly dynamic throughout the sentence. It's not like a dynamic sentence. It's a dynamic. Each word is generated. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The lawsuit filed in January in Santa Clara County Superior Court alleges but does not offer proof that Google trained Notebook LM on Green's voice. The complaint cites an AI forensic firm that, when using its software to compare the AI's voice to Green's, gave a confidence rating of 53 to 60% that his voice was used to train the model, which is it considers relatively high confidence for a comparison between a human and an artificial voice. What I think probably happened was if it was the model that was trained, like I think it was probably because if I'm not mistaken, James, our CTO for Merlin, mentioned it a little bit ago. William's in the house. What's up?
What's up?
All us nerds. We're geeks and communists. And
I'm a nerd.
Yeah, we're all nerds. I'm just kidding. And so when James was saying that most of the models are kind of building upon themselves, I think that the model just found a voice and then started utilizing that voice to build itself. Is that something that could happen, Trey? I'm not that much of a nerd, apparently.
I don't know where James is getting that they're building up. Like some of them are like what they're doing is a lot of these companies that are doing AI is they are having the AI like give the data to put into the new, like not creating the data, but choosing the data to make a better and more fit model. I do not think that if this is his voice, which again, there is some iffiness on that front. I do not think that it's accidental. I think this is intentional.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, welcome to the show, William. Thank you. Put some more stuff in the comments and check out William's show, the Creators Outlet podcast. Age of Radio Mercury is brought to you by Age of Radio, the home of the podcast network for everyone. I got to figure out that because it used to be called the Syndicate. We got rid of that. Now it's just a podcast network. Anyways, Age of Radio, the home of the podcast network for everyone. Check out ageofradio.com. There's over 100 shows. Dustin still hasn't made new banners, but we have some new shows coming out on the network. We have the Come Up Method podcast, which is out now. Which isn't up here in new shows yet, Dustin. Oh, no, it is. The Come Up Method's right here. Check that out. So everyone go and yell at Dustin and then apologize to him. We also have another new show coming out called MMS Inspirational. So be out on the lookout for that. If you're interested in joining our podcast network, we are now accepting new people into the network, and we are building a media empire at Age of Radio for independent content creators that are newer content creators, somewhere between 0 and 20,000 downloads. We are making it easy access to be a part of a network and for you to get help growing your show, distributing your show, and possibly even monetizing your show. So check us out at ageofradio.com. If you're interested, email support, SUPPORT, at ageofradio.com if you are interested. And then we'll hook you up with the Creators Outlet podcast, and maybe you can be on their show as well. Before we get into our other sponsor, Trey, let's talk a little bit about what we have going on in the Age of Radio community.
Awesome. So we've got kind of a standardized date now for our events. So our anime roundtable, which we unfortunately had to shelve this month, is now on the second Tuesday of the month. So next month, I believe it's the 14th. Yeah, correct. If I'm wrong, double check. Go to Discord and tap on the calendar or click the events. It will show all of our Discord events, and then the game time or the game hangout is going to be on the 4th Tuesday of the month at the same time. So all of our events are in the Discord are going to be at 5:30 p.m. Arizona time.
Next month, the second Tuesday is the 10th.
So it's the 10th.
Well, then it's the 10th.
We're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
No, we're doing good. We're going to actually have these things happen now because we got them to work out along with the Cardboard Astronaut project, and we're going to get Erica to put them on my calendar so I know what's going on, and time is blocked off because I'm taking appointments left and right for people that want to be a part of the Age of Radio podcast network or companies that want to sponsor Age Radio and some of the shows that are on the podcast network. One of those companies is also a company that I own, which was supposed to pop up here, and I don't know why it's taking so much time, is Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. So if you are involved with cryptocurrency, you might know that a lot of the times you have to get coins off of Coinbase. Maybe there's some off of Kraken. Maybe you hold some on a MetaMask hot wallet. Maybe you hold some on your cold storage wallet like the Ledger or Decent wallet. And that can be kind of frustrating because you'll have maybe Bitcoin in one place and Bitcoin in another place. But what's great about Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto, is you're able to connect those devices to it. We don't hold your keys. We don't hold any of that. This is just a way to view it, and it's a way to get all of your information in one place so you can see your average price point. So you can see the percent of allocation of your Bitcoin. You can see your average cost basis. You can see the current price. The other great thing about Merlin is it allows you to create exit targets. So if you notice here on this Bitcoin right here, you can hit exit. And what's great about that is you can actually create an exit strategy where you hold some for a period of time, you sell some for a period of time, and over the amount that you sell, you're going to have different targets so that you can take profit on the way up so you don't become someone else's exit liquidity. So in this specific example, you can see here that we're selling 25% of our 50% of our Bitcoin bag at this amount. We're going to sell 30% at this amount, another 25% at this amount, and another 20% or the final 20% of our 50% at this amount here. And what that does is that will make our estimated profit or total proceeds $146,000, which is a increase of $84,438. And then we also give you a little bit of a tax estimate of what you might have to pay in taxes so you can set that aside. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Merlin doesn't actually hold any of your crypto keys. This is just a viewport, so you can't actually sell from Merlin when these exit targets hit. You're going to have to set those orders on the exchanges, but this will allow you to put a plan in place, and when you have a plan, you can go a lot further than when you don't have a plan. So head on over to merlincrypto.com, check it out. You get free 30 days. Just go there, try it out, see if you like it. Reach out to our support team. If you want, reach out to our support team and say, hey, Jeremy told me to come and check you guys out. And what's great about it is if you're still uncomfortable on using it, you can do a free demo with our live customer support that we have. So make sure that you check it out. All right. And before we get back to the news articles, Creators Outlook podcast returns next Saturday featuring Carl Chubb with the Merry Boys. I don't know what any of that means. Chuck, do you know what that means? Trey, do you know what any of those people are?
I know what a chub is.
Yeah, that's true. You sure do. And I'm sure so does William. William has been in the comic book scene for a very, very long time. And besides Joey, him and Joey are probably the most knowledgeable people that I know about comic books in general. All right, so getting into some pod news. Chuck, when was the last time that you filled up your tank with gas? Your car with tank with gas. Is that the right way to say it?
Yeah, I don't know, last week.
Was it exciting? Were you just standing there? Like, what'd you do while you were pumping the gas?
No, I was just standing there trying to ignore the stupid that thing.
You're trying to ignore the video? What was on the video? Do you remember, or were you so good?
I ignore it every time because it's always like, I don't know, some advertisement for something I don't care about.
Well, filling up with fuel for you specifically, Chuck, is going to even be greater now because it is also a place where you're going to be able to see podcasts and or podcast ads. I don't know. We're going to play a video in a minute. So a podcast, Purple Daily, Minnesota Vikings podcast. Would you listen to a Minnesota Vikings podcast, Trey, being in Montana?
It's not for me, but...
What if you were in Minnesota? Would you listen to it? Are you a big football fan?
I don't think I would. No.
Okay, so here at First Tier, we are pirates, we're communists, and we hate football. This is the least American show I've ever heard of ever.
You're welcome.
So what's really cool about this, and I'll play it, this is actually going to play at stations at what's called Quick Trip. It's not the Quick Trip that we have here in Arizona.
Is it the one with a K?
It's the one with a K. Trey, do you have these Quick Trips out there?
I do not believe so, no.
All right, well, this is what it looks like. You guys ready? This is what what gas experiences are coming to because podcasts are all the rage and anybody can have them, and that's why they're great and also terrible.
It's another Purple Daily Quick Take.
Judd, Minnesota's own Tom Pelissero lists these 4 quarterbacks as options for the Vikings this year. Mac Jones, Geno Smith, Kyler Murray, and Kirk Cousins.
Be prepared for the return of Kirk Cousins, folks. It makes so much sense coming back from the Falcons. He's going to be let go, and he knows the system. He knows O'Connell. And you know what the Vikings need a quarterback, my good man? Stability. Cousins provides that short term.
Find Purple Daily on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or the Score North app.
All right, so advertisements are coming to your gas stations, and podcast advertisements are coming to your gas stations. So you guys know what we're going to do? Because we're
going to advertise on it.
From all of the people that are going to go to merlincrypto.com and get their 30-day free trial, when all of that money comes into the show next month, what we're going to do is we're going to take that money and we are going to advertise on gas pumps. You're going to see mine and Trey's and Chuck's beautiful face playing on a gas station near you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this clip as the advertisement. So they're going to be watching us talk about advertising on a gas station pump about advertising. I don't know. It'll be it'll be the Inception thing again, Trey. It's an ad inside of an ad inside of an ad.
Isn't that just life? Welcome to the first world.
Welcome to the first world. That's what we should say when any third world immigrant comes here. Is welcome to advertising and consumerism.
Yes.
Welcome to the first world.
Have you bought something today? Are you not American?
Here you go. I don't know. Buying stuff is fun though, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Trey said yes. Trey said it is fun. I love it. Love it. The most American show on YouTube. Us.
Yeah. I mean, what's more American than criticizing your own government?
Yeah. Criticizing, I don't know, how messy this room is. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right, Global, which owns radio and podcast companies, including Captivate in the UK and AdExchange DAX, has launched its Global Player app directly in cars through Android Automotive. It means that podcasts and radio stations are available in cars from BMW, Mini, Volvo, Polestar, Renault, and Nissan without fiddling with your phone. The app includes many third-party podcasts. Indeed, you can enjoy the daily podcast update directly on Global Player as well. What I'm confused about this and why I wanted to bring out, and I know that maybe you guys, I recently had a vehicle that now has a screen in it. It has, like, when I connect to Android Audio, Pocket Cast is there. I can do that already. I thought that it integrated with your phone and the apps. I didn't think the app had to be made specifically for Android Audio to that work, because I can do the whole thing from the screen. So am I just off on this, Trey? I don't understand.
No, I think you're right. I think that this might be something where you don't necessarily need to have your phone connected. But I think you're right. And honestly, in my
is
personal...
that? I've closed the article. Who cares? Okay, so you're thinking that, but for my Android Audio to start on my phone on my car, it has to be connected through my phone, and the Android Audio app has to be on my phone.
Right. To connect your phone through Bluetooth for it to run through your audio on your car. So are you saying that the new system is already got like some sort of cellular data integration?
I have no idea. In my personal opinion, it's cool, but like Apple Podcast, Pocket Cast, they probably all have like some sort of integration with.
Maybe it's because the Europeans are behind on this, and the UK is just getting it. I don't know. That's what my stance is.
Maybe.
Ray, how much do you like Sonic?
The Hedgehog?
Yes.
I haven't seen any of the movies, but I don't hate it.
Did you watch the cartoon show? Did you play the video games?
The games are the only access I've had to it. I've played a little bit. I've never beaten one, but they're fun.
Okay, so my question is, when does Amy come in on the video games? Because I only remember going up to Sonic 4 or something, and I don't remember Amy. But Chuck, you have 40 kids, so they probably...
Jacob is a real big fan of Sonic, and it was which I don't what Ghost Jesus.
Okay,
Christ.
So
it was in the newer games, the ones that came out for when Sega stopped making consoles and just started making
Adventure.
games.
Okay, so Amy's been around for a while.
Yeah, probably 15
I called her Rose. That's how much I fucking know. Excuse my language.
Yeah. It's English, so we're good.
William said Sonic did a crossover with DC comic figures. Trey, you should watch the movies. I think that you'd like them. Jim Carrey is amazing in them.
I like in short.
There's some pretty funny scenes in them.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck, have you seen all three of them?
Is there three? I think so.
The third one's really cool because it's got Keanu Reeves in it. He plays Shadow.
No, then I haven't seen the third one.
It's fantastic. And there is a spoiler alert, people. Amy does show up at the very, very, very end of Sonic 3, but I don't think that it's Kristen Bell that's voicing her. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like Kristen Bell will voice Amy Rose in Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the most beloved characters in video games, and the success of the recent trilogy of live action movies has only further proved that fact. Belle is known for her starring roles in The Good Place, Veronica Mars, and the Frozen movies, and she's actually been alongside Ben Schwartz in The House of Lies, so they've acted together before, so I'm excited to see how Ben Schwartz and Kristen Bell do in this, I guess, fourth movie. I don't know how long they'll keep these going, but they're fun. What was most exciting about this for me was when I went and saw Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I was by myself, okay? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I was like, I want to go see a movie. So
it's fun to watch a movie by yourself sometimes.
By myself as a 42-year-old man surrounded by a bunch of kids. Now, there was a bunch of kids in front of me, and there was two girls that were sitting next to me, and there was a girl that was like 2 or 3 girls that were in the row in front of me. What I thought was really interesting about this was that when Amy came on the screen in the cut scene, or like the after the credits scene, these girls flipped out. Like, they were so ecstatic and so happy to see her. And then they started talking to each other. They didn't know each other. They started talking to each other about the fact that Amy was gonna be in the next one, and that they were both excited about it, which made me, I thought that was really cool. I don't know.
That is cool. I will say, if you do know anything about the newer games, if Shadow showed up, inevitably Amy's going to show up.
Oh, are they involved with each other?
No, but they're in the same franchise.
Oh, they're like,
so,
I see what you're saying.
Part of the same game. So
next one will be Rouge the Bat.
Yeah, she's overly sexualized.
Remember, there was that podcast, that new Sonic the Hedgehog podcast that's coming out, and there's like some crocodile.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like some weird crocodile or something in it. I don't know.
No,
William
it's
said that-
it's like Charmy Bee and freaking other dude. I don't know.
I don't remember it
I'm
anyway.
I'm an
whatsoever.
old stoner. I don't remember shit, but Jacob likes the game, so I'll ask him about
And
it.
Jacob's a young stoner, so
No,
just
he
I'm just
doesn't.
joking. I don't know.
That's Ray.
I know. Sonic did a crossover with DC comic figures, according to William. That's really cool. I don't remember that. What did they do in it? Did they all run and collect coins together? Someone
They
should
all
look
beat
that
the
up.
shit out of Superman.
Yeah, that's what it was. They all destroyed Superman. All right, Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls 6 is powered by a new version of Creation Engine. Trey, are you a big fan of Elder Scrolls 5?
I am actually. I really like a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, in a new interview with Kinda Funny Games, Bethesda creative director Todd Howard, and if you guys don't know this, Bethesda is now owned by Microsoft. So Howard explained that Elder Scrolls 6 in a return to the kind of game the studio is known for and will be powered by a new version of Bethesda's Creation Engine. In the February 18th interview live stream, Howard admitted to host Greg Miller that Starfield and Fallout 76 were departures from the open world RPGs fans expect from them. And with Elder Scrolls 6, it sounded like they were going back to the classic style. But what I think is really cool is in the Elder Scrolls 6, they've actually done an update to the creative engine that they used for the previous iterations of the Elder Scrolls. So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like, because Bethesda has been known for amazing graphics and gameplay. So Trey, any thoughts on this, sir? And then we'll go to Chuck.
My thought is finally, this has come so flipping long. Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Skyrim, and Oblivion, unless I'm much mistaken, Oblivion is the one I'm less, all made in that same creation engine. They've been, players have been begging them to update that. The next games are going to be something to see. I'm very happy about this.
No, I'm really excited. I've been waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. The only problem is I refuse to play games when dwarfs aren't involved. So Elder Scroll 5 does not have any dwarf. Well, I refuse not to play every game unless dwarves are involved. I refuse to play Elder Scrolls games. What? I can't be a dwarf. I don't want to play the game. Dwarves are my favorite thing of all time.
I was gonna say you could just like try and do you know how that what is it called, Cameo, where you can get celebrities to do things for you, like be famous. You can reach out to Peter Dinklage
and see
if he can play out with you.
I should
a dwarf would be involved.
What?
I said a dwarf would be involved.
That is very, very true.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt with my weirdness.
No, that's okay. And I had another article about Elder Scrolls. Before we go to that article, Chuck, did you have any other thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I like to see is because I barely started scratching a tiny little itch of my gamer nerd, because I have this weird thing where if I play a video, I get obsessed and I kind of forego other things like eating. That's why I don't play games very much either. But I've been recently playing Baldur's Gate 3. When I see updated engines and things like that, one thing that it always makes me want to see is you remember Skies of Arcadia?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I loved that game. You introduced me to that game. I would love to see an updated version of that game in a newer, better engine.
You're not gonna have to find out who the publisher is of that and who developed it.
It's Sega.
Did Sega make it though? It was on Sega, but I don't. Did they publish it?
I think so. I mean,
I don't remember.
I don't know how
Skies of Arcadia
works.
is really, really fun. So usually you have a developer and then you have a publishing house. So Bethesda's the publishing house in this case. It's owned by Microsoft. And then Bethesda has different development teams or companies that are under them that help create the games, and then Bethesda will push out the actual game. Does that make sense? And then it goes to different consoles.
Gotcha.
Is that correct, Trey? Did I explain that correctly? I don't know.
Yes.
I made most of that up in my head. I hope it's right. I'm just kidding.
I believe you're right.
All right. I don't know what happened to the other article. I don't know what happened to the other article, but Elder Scrolls 6 is also saying that Bethesda said that they don't think that AI is going to take talent, but they do think that AI is not going away and that it is going to be integrated in data, which I think is probably the best use of the AI as of right now rather than generative AI. But Trey, do you see that being a a main thing that game developers and publishing houses are going to be doing, utilizing it for data understanding or data processing, or in the case of Square Enix, I know that they have a goal to remove all of their bugging or most of their debugging to AI. Do you think that that trend is still going to continue?
I do. I think that the actual artistic work is actually going to be made by people. I do think that like the stuff that's behind the scenes, maybe even some of the like physics stuff like that, some of the stuff that's a little bit less fun might be helped along by AI. I don't think that the art will be as much.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we're gonna.
One thing that I would say about
sorry, did you have thought
with AI? I mean, going back to AI, and this has like absolutely is tangential to what we were talking about, but like with the whole discussion about is AI good or bad or whatever. As far as like you're talking about data collection and organization, or even just like processing to get better calculations that it would take a human a couple of years to do, can be done rapidly, and that can provide exponential growth towards like technology and understanding of different things. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's
I think from a data. Oh, it's Ghost.
Yeah, I was just barking back at it.
I think from a data analytics standpoint and from a research standpoint, I don't think a lot of people are hard pressed against that. Right. I think that where the biggest hard press comes from is from the actual creation of shit inside of the world, and then that taking away from other people who make their lives from creating shit in the actual world. And I think that that's where the problem arises. And I think we're going to see a lot of companies in the future take stands against that. As we've seen, like with San Diego Comic-Con, I think, and Phoenix Comic-Con, I don't think that they're allowing any generative AI to be sold from their vendors.
Good. What do you think, Ghost?
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
No, he does know. Maybe he knows. He said F you. I don't care. I'm going to go make some AI art.
I just didn't want to bark it at me anymore, so I picked him up.
No, I think you should have him barking at you. I'm really excited about this next
one.
One of my heroes is Grimace from the McDonald's. I love that guy.
Oh, the big butt plug?
No, not that. The Grimace, the purple. Yes, the big purple butt plug. The big purple butt plug Grimace is one of my heroes, and McDonald's just announced its own trading card game, and Ronald McDonald is the chase. Featuring your favorite characters, Grimace should be everybody's favorite character. Fry Girl, I don't know who that is. I'm sure that's the little girl. Or Cheeseburger Chair. When McDonald's PR tipped this person off that there would be an announcement today, I don't know what day this was, regarding the fast food chain and a trading card game, the author, who's the author of this so I can say his name? John assumed they were being prepared for the announcement of 2026 annual Pokemon tie-in when the entire planet loses its collective mind buying Happy Meals. They do that every year, Trey. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
That's cool. We got to go buy some Happy Meals when they do the Pokemon tie-in. But it looks like we're going to go get Happy Meals now.
Years, so.
It's gross. Don't have it. It's horrible. It's garbage. I'm super hungry.
I am too, but like that sounds unappetizing.
No, it does. Trey, have you eaten dinner?
No, well, I will say sometimes I get really stoned and I really want a Big Mac.
Well, yeah, but that makes sense because you're stoned.
Yeah, of course.
Trey,
I regret it every time.
Don't let your mom hear this episode because there's been a lot of marijuana talk. And I don't want her to think when you come and hang out with us, you're getting high and getting drunk.
We're corrupting their little boy.
Who's Trey? What are you having for dinner?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet? Well, Grandma didn't come down. Is that because she's not doing laundry?
No, she's not doing laundry this time. No.
All right. What happened was. Go ahead, Trey.
She might be at church. I don't know.
It's set to launch in the U. So this trick. Wait, what?
On a Friday? Oh, is it Lent?
Sure is.
Yeah. I was like, why is there church on a Friday? But then I thought about it.
This is set to launch
I
in
gave
the
up
UK
religion years ago, so.
This is set to launch in the UK March 17th. And we've chased, and John's chased up to find out when the equivalent is happening in the US. Update. They just found out it will not come to the U.S. So I hope that disappointed everybody that we brought this up on the show. But
Wait, what's not the U.S.? All I saw was like bulldozers. Oh, you're talking about the card
I
game.
was looking at bulldozers for our equipment company that we're working on in secret. And
Nice.
so unfortunately, so now I'm getting ads for bulldozers because I really want one of these ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we're getting off topic, everybody. The cards are going to look like this. No one's going to know how it's going to play unless we can get someone to send it to us from the UK. We're never going to play this game. We can probably find it on eBay somewhere. And that is the last article. And the last thing that I want to mention, and then we will do our closing thoughts and or any articles that you guys want to share, is I'm sad to announce that, and you might all know this, but Robert Duvall, who was an amazing actor, died at 95. Robert Duvall, the commanding and supremely versatile actor who earned a lasting place in American movie history as a stoic mafia consigliere in The Godfather, a surf-loving army colonel in Apocalypse Now, and a washed-up country crooner in Tender Mercies, died on Sunday. He was 95. This was last Sunday. Duvall died peacefully in his home in Middleburg, Virginia, with his wife at his side, according to a statement from his family. And I just want to give a shout out because I loved Robert Duvall's acting. And he wasn't one of his best movies, I thought. Wasn't he the main character in The Apostle? Do you guys remember that movie at all? Trey, have you seen that movie, The Apostle?
Wasn't he in Secondhand Lions? With
maybe
Michael Caine and the kid from The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
He's not a
but
kid.
He was a fantastic actor. Loved him in The Godfather. Loved him in Apocalypse Now. So our thoughts and prayers, I suppose. I don't pray. So our thoughts, Trey might pray. Our thoughts, prayers, Grandma prays. Our thoughts, prayers go out to him and his family.
Thoughts and Grandma prayers.
I want to appreciate him and thank him for all the years of giving us entertainment. And I hope he's resting quietly in the dirt. All right. So now that that's done, Chuck, any last words, any last things that you want to mention, and any calls to action about what you have going
on? I wish I were better at knowing where I'm going to be tomorrow, but Kyler and Kira are selling some stuff at a puff and paint event in Phoenix or Tempe or Mesa or somewhere in the Arizona vicinity. But yeah, just check out Kyler and Kira on Instagram, and we will have updates on that, what we're doing tomorrow. Selling some art and shit.
All right, fantastic. Trey, what you have going on? And I don't know what I was going to follow that up with. How's everything going? Let us know.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys can know I haven't done anything recently on the Substack, but you can go to creatortrade.substack.com to follow up on my exploits. Thinking about writing an article on why I'm not going to purchase any tech until 2029. That is computers or iPads or iPhones. But secondly, the one article that I did want to mention just
Trey,
briefly,
that's 3 years. You're not going to buy tech for 3 years.
Computers, iPhones, iPads, Macs.
Why? Guess I'll have to read the article. Continue.
Yeah. It's teasing.
I'll have that. I'll try and have that article or a TikTok video or something up soon. And then I did want to mention an article really quick. I know we're coming up on the timer. We probably are. Kenichi 2, the mangaka for Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple, is creating a secondary manga, The Years of the Masters. And I, as a very fond remember of that anime, although it's a little bit tasteless in my personal opinion.
Is it because the woman with the giant boobs that he's trying to help and he learns to fight, but she can also fight? Is that why?
Yes, it's very much explicitly yeah.
But it's an awesome show.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a fantastic show. I love it. But I'm hoping that they give it a Ranma 1/2 treatment or a what was the other one that they did?
Wait, but this isn't a reboot like Ranma 1/2.
No.
It's a second season.
So this is a second manga. It's not an anime.
Okay, so this is just going straight to manga. So we'll have to buy the manga because I'm dedicated to learn way more about anime. And I'm going to make Chuck learn more about anime too. And I'm going to make you learn more about anime. We're going to have so much manga and anime is going to be coming out of our butts.
I love anime. I've seen The Last Airbender.
That frustrates Trey so much.
No, it's fine. I
I'm
actually
kidding.
really love
You,
that show.
you get that it's a joke, so
Yeah,
Yes.
he does. Okay, Trey, continue. Okay, so you're excited about Kenichi.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I am hoping that because it's going to add more tension to the show, so I'm hoping they're going to do like a Rurouni Kenshin or a Ranma 1/2 where they remake it in a little bit better, hopefully a little bit more tasteful graphics, and then extend it to make the entire series, because they didn't, and I can't find the flippin' digital version of the manga anywhere. So I'm excited.
I bet they have it in
Trey.
Japan.
Yeah, they probably have it in Japan. We're not in Japan though.
I don't
I'm
know
here in
Japanese.
Glendale, Arizona, with Age of Radio Mercury, your home for podcasting and pop culture news. And I'm excited that I released the new Age of Jeremy episode this week. So go check that out on the Age of Jeremy podcast, wherever you get your podcast, and on YouTube at Age of Jeremy. And also, if you're in the Phoenix area, we're going to be at Game On Expo the 13th, 14th, and 15th of March. And we are also going to be testing some stuff at WonderCon to do run and gun stuff in California, myself and Dustin, on the 25th and 26th, I think that it's going to be. But we bought some new equipment today to be able to run certain things differently if we're just running and gunning stuff without having a table or any type of setup, which we'll be testing at WonderCon, which then we're also going to be going to Gen Con this year, and that's where we're also going to be using that as well. And in Gen Con, we'll actually be with Chuck. So Chuck will be with us at Gen Con doing content, the Americas, I guess, maybe the world's. You know what Americans always do? We always say when we're doing something in America that's really large, we always just say it's the world's largest, but that's not always the case. There could be somewhere else in the world that has a larger game conference than the one in Indiana, which has always boggled my mind. That's in Indiana. But make sure that you check all of that out. Make sure that you follow us at Age of Radioverse on Instagram, especially if you're watching this on Age of Radio Instagram at Age of Radioverse. And again, make sure that you follow me everywhere at Age of Jeremy. And thank you guys so much for coming and being a part of the show today. And thank you all for watching. As I always say, be thankful, grateful, and kind. And we will talk with you guys soon. Bye.